Hey there, welcome back to another brand new episode. And today I'm going to show you how to create a very simple poster design using some very simple brush techniques in Photoshop. So if it's your first time and if you love designing, then please do subscribe my channel. And there are a lot to cover inside the tutorial. So without any further ado, let's dive into the video.
Alright, so here we're in Photoshop, and first thing first, let's create an artboard, right? And for that, press Ctrl and N, and I'm going for a 4:5 resolution to 300, color mode to RGB, and bitrate to 8, and let's keep the rest as default, and let's click on create. So here we go, and then first thing first, let's create a background color. Let's go over here and let's go for a kind of grayish background. And let's rename it as a background, and after that let's drag and drop this image right over here, and let's make it a little smaller. So for that, press Ctrl and T. Let's keep it just like that. Then let's go over here on this image. I'm going to make a very rough selection. It doesn't have to be perfect, and for that let's go over here, click on select, and let's go to select by color range. And color range is a very powerful selection tool, and we can do a lot of things over here, but for this specific tutorial I'm just going to use select through colored sample. And from here let's go over here and pick a color sample from here. So let's see, I'll just keep maybe somewhere over here, and let's add some color samples. Yep, I think this is looking pretty good, and I'll just click OK, and let's click on layer max. So that's the very rough selection I made, and then let's drag and drop this image right over here, and let's keep it under this image. Ctrl T, let's make it a little smaller, just like that, and maybe let's make it some more. Yep, let's keep it like that, and let's add a color overlay, and then I'm just going for a kind of darker color. Yep, let's go for this color, and let's click on OK. Alright, now let's move this layer a little down, and let's add some contact shadows right over here. So let's go over here, create a new layer, go to brush, and I'm going for a general soft brush, and let's make a color a little darker, and let's add a spot. Ctrl T, let's squeeze it, and then let's move this right over here, and let's make a copy. Ctrl J, Ctrl T, let's move it maybe right around here. Let's make it a little smaller, and let's keep it right over here, and let's create a new layer. Right click, create clipping mask, go to brush, and again with the same color let's add some shadows right over here. And let's do some color adjustment for this main layer. So select this one, go to filter, and let's go to camera raw filter, and let's see, let's go to the basic tab. Let's increase the exposure a little bit. Let's drop down the highlights, let's increase the shadows, let's drop down the whites a little bit, let's increase the clarity, and let's increase the texture too, maybe some more clarity I guess. Yep, and let's go to the detail tab, increase the sharpening just a little touch, and increase the color noise reduction too. Maybe it's too much. Yep, maybe somewhere around here. And let's go to color mixture. Let's drop down the saturation for green, aqua, blue, purple, magenta, and then let's increase the saturation for orange. Yep, like that, and maybe yellow too, and let's increase the luminance for orange and yellow. Yep, and let's go to hue, And let's change the hue to kind of more red, yep, somewhere over here. And maybe for red too, let's go kind of toward this color, because I have seen many designs with kind of this kind of skin tones. Alright, now after that, let's create a rectangle and let's add some design elements. So go over here, create a rectangle, and let's add a curve, and let's change the rectangle color to kind of red, yeah, maybe somewhere over here. And let's add a text. Control T, let's make it a little bigger. Let's keep it somewhere around here. And let's change the text color to kind of white, yep, something like that. And let's add some other text. Maybe let's keep it something like that, and let's keep everything inside a group. So select all this layer, press Ctrl and G, and let's rename it as a design element. And anyway, we're gonna tweak these things later too, so let's keep it like that for now. And let's drag and drop another image. Let's see, let's drag and drop this image right over here, and let's keep it all the way to the bottom. And Control T, let's make it a little bigger, yep, something like this size. And let's apply the same camera raw filter. Yep, this is what we got. And let's add a hue and saturation too. And let's click on clip to layer so that it can affect this specific layer only. And let's drop down the saturation maybe somewhere over here, and let's drop down the opacity for this layer maybe right around here. Alright, I think it looks good to me. And then add some other text, so click over here, Control T, let's make it bigger. Now let's add a shadow on this layer, so go over here and add a drop shadow. And let's keep the opacity as 80%. I think the default looks good to me. And let's click on OK. Now let's make one more copy. Let's make another copy. Alright, and let's do some random placement. So I'll just move maybe here, and then maybe right around here. Let's make this a little smaller, I guess. So let's make it smaller and let's move it a little up. Yep, let's keep it like that, and let's add one more text right over here. Now let's drag and drop this logo right over here, and let's keep it under this layer. Control T, let's make it a little smaller. Let's keep it right around here. Right, and then let's add some other text. And let's keep everything inside a group. Control G. And let's add another solid with a kind of darker color. And after that, let's go to the group and again create a layer mask. Go to brush, and I'm going to use this brush. So let's see, this one. Yep, this one, and let's make sure the color is black, and let's erase some of this part. Okay, let's make the opacity 100%. Yep. And let's add a rotation. And let's go for another brush. Yep, this one. And let's go for another brush. Let's see. Yeah, let's go for this one. Let's drop down the opacity a little more, I guess. Yeah, let's keep it like that. And let's see. Let's go on this design element. Let's add a layer mask, and again go for another brush. So I'll just go with this one, again with black color with 100% opacity. Let's erase some of this part, and yep, let's add some grunge patterns just like so. And let's add a color LUT on very top. So go over here, click on lookup, and from here click on load. And then again I'm going to use my favorite LUT, that is my mood LUT. So select this one and click on load, and this is what we got. Now let's add some text on the very bottom. So yep, that's the final, and I hope you guys learned something new from this tutorial, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.